Welcome everyone to the next segment of the cognitive distortions video series. This video covers the distortion of emotional reasoning. So what is it? Emotional reasoning, in essence, is where you alter your emotions, or you allow your emotions to paint your reality. In other words, you could say that since I feel something is true, it must be. This distortion was proposed by an American psychiatrist named Aaron T. Beck in the 1970s, along with the other cognitive distortions. Now, a couple examples to help each of you understand this a little bit better. Say that there's a wife, and she feels like her husband is cheating on her. Because she feels this way, she believes that it must be true, that her husband actually has been unfaithful, even though there's no evidence or impression that he actually has cheated. Another example would be that you're walking down the street, and since you feel unsafe, it must mean that you are in imminent danger. So what are the effects of allowing the thought process of emotional reasoning to influence you? It can cause you to throw evidence that contradicts the way you feel out the window. When people are engaged in highly emotional interactions, they may say or do things that they regret. And it's also much easier to be fooled or bamboozled by subpar logic or arguments. So what is the solution to resolving and not falling prey to this cognitive distortion? Psychologists recommend that as a first step, that people look at the facts. What do the facts say? Is there any evidence that supports this claim, or is there any that refutes it? For example, is there evidence that this woman's husband has cheated on her? Or does all the evidence point that he actually is a caring and devoted husband? A second tool is to take a walk in their shoes, or to try to see the perspective from others' point of view. This can allow one to interpret a situation while reducing the amount that their emotions get in the way of their interpretation. And then a third thing to keep in mind is to think of how one's past experiences are influencing their current cognition. For example, if someone as a child frequently experienced abandonment or was frequently neglected, it's possible that as a grown-up, they may have the feeling that they may never be able to have a committed relationship or feel that people are fully committed to them. So it's important to recognize that this may be playing a role, and that even though their past experience was one of abandonment and neglect, it doesn't mean that future relationships will always be like that.